Welcome to another episode of Mitch Ping's Mind. I've got an awesome episode here for you guys. I've got Cesar here, a gentleman driver from Colombia.
Hi, Mitch.
Yeah. How you doing, Cesar?
Good, mate. So, thank you for having me over.
Oh.
And this is going to be, actually my first podcast being interviewed.
Yeah. Well, just a bit of backstory, a bit of context for you guys. I met Cesar at one of the sports car Sundays, and we were just kind of talking about, what he does and stuff, because he has a beautiful GT4 Porsche. And I was like, hey man, what do you do for that? That's awesome. What do you kind of do? And he's like, well, I'm a racing driver in Germany. So just explain what you kind of do.
Yeah. So this year I've been racing. I had the opportunity to have already 2 races. The Nurburgring,
the most famous
racetrack in the world.
Yeah.
And also the more challenging and difficult. To go a little bit into background about that track, what is so special is for every kilometer of track, it represents 1,000 kilometers of road. So that's why a lot of car manufacturers using that track for testing. So when they test their car, it's pretty much a speed up the testing,
Okay, because I literally just got that in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're driving on that track for 1 kilometer, it represents 1,000 kilometers on the road.
Right.
So they test tires, shocks, chassis, engines.
Right.
Yeah. That's why, and also, so you can imagine how demanding the track is, because you have a lot of elevation changes, off-camber corners, dips, compressions, jumps. Jumps, yeah.
Yeah.
You get air on the car.
Oh my God.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, so, and not to mention the weather. The weather, one part of the track can be beautiful, sunny. The other part can be hailing, even snow. Yeah, even they have snow on one part of the track and the other part of the track has
How does that work? Is it just because it's a big,
it's such a long track in the German forest.
Wow.
Yeah, in the Eifel mountain region, it's called. So yeah, and I've been there already 6 times. The last 2 times I was there racing.
Yeah.
But before that, I went as a tourist.
Yeah. Okay.
So what you do is you rent a car.
Yeah.
And then you buy the entry to the track.
Yeah. Is that expensive?
So on the weekend, I think you pay per lap 30 euros.
10 euros?
30
Oh, 30, yeah.
30
What's
euros.
that, $90 Australian or something?
It's about $45.
Oh, okay.
Aussie dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then during the week it's about 25 euros. Yeah. And what's crazy about it is they're very relaxed in the safety.
Really?
So it's not mandatory to wear a helmet. I know, it's crazy. So that's why even the statistics sounds crazy. I mean, it's getting lower because it's getting safer. People are becoming more aware of the dangers of the track. Yeah. But the average tourists that die during the year is 15 tourists.
15 tourists die
in the track.
Oh my God.
Mostly it's because they don't wear a helmet. Yeah, that's how crazy it is.
Oh my God, these crazy Germans on the Autobahn.
It's not actually Germans. The Germans actually are the ones that die less, I would say, per capita. It's almost actually people from the UK, because what happened is that they drive on the left, like here in Australia.
Yeah.
But when you're on a tourist drive, it applies to European law, so you drive on the right. So you have to pass on the right, not like here that you pass here on the right.
Yeah.
There you pass on the left. So
they're going slow on the left.
So no, basically you have a blind spot on your car when you have your steering wheel on the right.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons. The second reason is they don't have no respect. So if you go out drinking the night before and you hit the track hangover, obviously your reaction times will get much lower.
Yeah.
And especially if you don't know the track, a blind corner can come into you and, you can come off track. And
well, like I was doing before in the simulator.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So as you saw in the simulator, it's just bitumen, then 1 meter of grass, and then the wall.
Yeah.
It's just not much you can do. Yeah, it's not like sand traps or gravel that will stop you. Before you hit the wall. Yeah. So that's most of the track how it is.
Yeah. Wow. Do you ever get scared? Is there any sort of fear behind it?
You get a bit of anxiety, but you have to collect your thoughts, you know, and try to get into an area where you find inner peace, you know. Because what happens is, it's like if I tell you don't think of a blue elephant, what comes to your mind?
A pink elephant. Blue elephant.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you think about an accident, you know, most likely.
Don't crash. Yeah.
Or don't look at the wall. And all of a sudden, unconsciously, you actually are staring into the wall. And that's one of the fundamentals in racing. And actually, I apply that to real life as well. So
here we go.
You have to see where you want to go, you know, you have to visualize where you want to go. So when you're driving and you see a corner coming up, you have to look up and look where you want to go.
Yeah.
But if you keep staring at the wall, your subconscious mind actually will stare you into the wall, you see?
Wow.
Yeah. So that's very. There is some similarities of, you know, racing to real life. So, for example, when you're in a tough situation where you feel that there is no solutions, actually, you're right, you know, there is no solutions. But if you switch your mind to say, oh yeah, well, we're in a tough situation here, but it's not, you know, it's not as bad as it seems. So you start opening your mind to a positive mindset and finding solutions how to solve the problem easily, you know?
Yeah, that's it. Sounds like you've listened to my podcast before. Yeah, cool. So what I really liked about Cesar is his kind of entrepreneurial spirit, because I heard he was racing at the Nurburgring, right? So he has to travel across the world, but also because that's like his job, then he's also created like a side gig of he's got this racing simulator. So what I said before, I was actually driving on the Nurburgring before in his like awesome little simulator. So how did you go about starting this simulator sort of business, and like how long have you been doing it, and what are your plans with that? That's a very loaded question.
Yeah. So look, Mendieta Racing is a company that basically oversees all my racing. You know? And but also it's a structure where it's a company that we also provide like race taxi labs. In Australia, here in Australia, we have a company called Open Pit Lane. So there, if you're a car enthusiast and you want to take your car out in track, you can go to openpitlane.com.au, and you know, wherever you're in Australia, they actually have local tracks near you. And then you can just, you know, pay for the day.
Is that with your car, or they give you a car?
No, with your car. You must have your car. Yeah. And then you just go there, and it's an open pit lane sort of setup where most commonly when you go to a track day is sessions, you know, it's maybe 15-minute sessions, and they put you groups of cars. The beauty of this one is you can go in the track wherever you want, during the track opening hours.
Okay.
So you can actually stay out in the track, driving until your brakes fade, literally. But with a few months ago here, a local track called Malala, we offer race taxi laps.
Okay.
So with these race taxi laps, people pay me, and we actually took in on.
And you're sitting next to them, and you tell them what to do?
No, I was a driver.
Right.
Yeah, for example, some people pay us just to find out what lines I was driving the track.
Wait, people pay you to sit in your passenger seat?
No, the other way around.
Right.
They pay me to take them out of the track.
Gotcha.
Because to cover expenses such as petrol, tires, wear and tear of the car. Yeah, but this way, it's a really good way to experience the adrenaline of motorsport. Yeah. And so what I'm going with this is that's, for example, one part of what Mendieta Racing as a company does as well. Yeah. And at the moment we're also looking in the possibility to buy a race car in Germany.
Yeah.
So for people who are also in Europe, but especially here in Australia, and they want to go and experience the Nurburgring, they can actually rent the car and take it out in the track.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to, pay in euros.
Yeah.
You just pay in Australian dollar. And when you fly over, the car is there waiting for you. And also we supply insurance and an instructor as well.
Wow.
Who can help you and guide you around the Nurburgring in Nordschleife.
Wow.
Yeah, because having the proper mentorship as well, it helps, So you don't want to go there, especially if you don't have the track knowledge.
Yeah.
And this is your first time.
And die. Yeah, that's not good.
Or you don't want to or have any any injury because of an accident. So yes. So that's one of part of the racing too. One of the race, how would I say? One of the services that we're looking to provide next year, so which we're very, very excited. And
Okay. So what's the plan? In 5 years' time, what's your ideal business kind of look like?
As a driver in 5 years, I want to.
With the racing simulator, and then they go over to Germany and do that.
Yeah, so the 24-hour race of the Nurburgring is probably one of the top races in the world. Yeah. After Le Mans, or for example, Le Mans is one of the biggest races in the world. Le Mans 24-hour. Nurburgring is probably, in my opinion, the second most exciting to watch. Because as I say, it's a 24-hour race. It goes.
Is that with one driver?
No, it's not. You share the car with either 2 more drivers or 3 more drivers. In total, it can be 4 or 3 drivers. Yeah. And so what you do is each driver drives 1.5 hours, then you swap drivers. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, like that. And
so you're gonna win that, and then what else?
Touch wood. Hopefully, we can get on the podium for that. Yeah, but to get there is a long journey where I have to complete some regularity races first. It's called RCN, and what these regularity races are designed for is to teach drivers about the Nurburgring Nordschleife. The German officials are trying to make it safer, because what happened is, I don't know if you saw that accident of the Nissan Nismo that took off early 2000s. Yeah. And went over the fence and killed a few spectators.
Oh my! It went over the fence.
Yeah. Even though the driver was a very experienced driver. Yeah. But because he didn't know the Nurburgring that well. Wow. He went over a crest. The crest actually, when it took off the car,
Oh my God!
Similar to what happened to Mark Webber in Le Mans. I think he had that a similar type of accident in the late 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's saying it took him off the track.
Yeah.
It became like an airplane, you know. So,
wow.
Yeah. So what happened is, what they're trying to do these days is get the drivers experience. So what they do is these RCN races are designed for teaching the drivers to get the track knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how they go is you do 15 laps in a race. Each lap is 20.8 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
So in 15 laps, yes, you drive roughly about 300, more than 300
Jesus
kilometers.
Christ.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of driving. And with this race, your first lap is your reference lap.
Yeah.
Then you do the second, the third one are sprint laps, so as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Then when you go to the fourth lap, you have to go back to the same time that you did on the first lap.
Right.
And then
what happens if you don't go back to the same time?
Then you get penalized with points.
Really?
Yeah. So you win the race if you have less points.
Right.
And also they penalize you if you're too slow in your sprint laps.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So they sort of handicap your car, and then they say, "Oh, you're in this class, so you should be able to do a sprint lap in this amount of time." But if you're consistent on your reference lap, but let's say you're a little bit slow on your sprints, you can still get a good chance of winning.
Yeah. Okay.
My first RCN was back in September, and I feel confident knowing the track, but there is about more than 140 marshal posts around the track, and getting to know all of them where they are is very hard.
Yeah.
Especially if you're tailgating another car, they probably can block in the view where those marshal posts are. You know?
Yeah.
And so I went through a double flag. A double flag, you have to slow down to 120, and you cannot pass any of your fellow competitors. Then the next marshal post, about 200 or 300 meters after that post, he had a code 60. A code 60 is a sign where you have to slow down to 60 kilometers because there is either an emergency vehicle on track, or they're trying to fix the track, or you have to basically slow down to 60 just to make it safer for everybody. And because it's such the tricky part with the Nurburgring is blind corners, as you saw in the simulator, everywhere, or blind crests that you don't see. And then when I hit, we went over the crest, and the marshal post was standing with the 60 code 60 sign, and I went through and I smashed the brakes as soon as I saw him. But I still went through around 95 kilometers an hour.
Instead of speeding ticket.
Instead of 60. Basically a speeding ticket. So you get awarded a speeding a time penalty. The beauty of also with those RCN races is just you have a mentor with you on the car as well. So they're actually keeping also a track of the time that you're doing.
Right.
And there's also drivers that know the track really well.
There's so much knowledge that goes into these tracks, right? Especially the Nurburgring, like how many corners and stuff you need to remember, and all the different speeds, and Jesus Christ, it's crazy. So you spoke a little bit about your background, your history with education and stuff. What did you learn about? How has your interest sort of changed over the years? From growing up, in Colombia to doing your education stuff. How did you find racing, and have you always had a passion for it?
Yes, I have a passion for it since I was a kid. I like going go-karting. It was always something that I enjoyed, and I've been fairly good at it too. But now that I have the means to go out in you know, on
In a real car.
In a real car. Yeah, it makes it more and more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I found fascinating about racing is a lot going into it. It's not like you turn the TV on, it's like, and you feel like, these guys are lucky, you know.
Yeah.
But a lot goes back into it. Like, for example, finding the financial means to do it. That's one of the big parts of racing.
Yeah.
It's not like any other sport, like you
Tennis.
pick up a tennis,
$50 racket
and
go.
a ball, and that's it. You know,
Yeah.
now with this, you have to, you know, organize people as well. So the logistics and complexity of racing is a lot, you know, because you have to transport crew, cars, parts.
Oh my God.
All that, and you can go to one race and the weather can be really bad, and you know, you might not. They might, you know. Yeah, you have to slow. Well, it's a challenge, you know.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's around the corner. So in racing, literally, you don't know what is around the corner. There can be a car in the middle of the track, and
Jesus Christ.
You have to, you know, like think fast and see how you can get around them. Well, yeah. So so going back to the RCN, basically, just what you do is you do those regularity laps.
Yeah.
And then you go lap 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th are sprint races. Then you come into pits, refill. If sometimes you can do it with another driver, so the other driver jumps in the car.
Yeah.
You get out of the car. And then when you go out in the 9th lap, then it's your reference lap, same as the first one.
Right.
So, and then lap 10th through 15th are the sprint laps.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so
you've obviously, you know, you're pretty smart, you're adaptable, you have that vision, right? The analogy you used before, it's like racing is like life. You need to know what's in the next corner. If you don't, you're just going to smash into the wall. So where did you get all of your, you know, resilience, your knowledge, you know, your planning, things like that from, you know, your story of, you know, coming from Colombia to America and all over the place? Like, do you have any challenges or things like that?
Yeah, there's always been challenges. I mean, like everything. But the thing is, you have to stay positive, you know?
Yeah.
If you get overwhelmed by the challenges and you think that, you know, you just give up because you didn't find let's say the financial means to do it.
Yeah.
Then obviously you won't go anywhere, and you won't be able to, you know, to fulfill that dream that you have.
Exactly.
So you have to be, you always have to stay positive, you know?
Yeah.
And obviously you're going to find resistance of other people saying, you know, oh, you cannot do it, you know, why you're doing it is stupid, why you're wasting all your money in that.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I get it all the time.
Yeah. Still get it?
Still get it, yeah. But look, at the end of the day, you know, we only have one life, so better just live it to the fullest. And my biggest fear in life is to get to an old age, and, you know, when I'm laying in bed ready to die and then regretting by not doing this or that, you know, that's my biggest fear. So if we're alive, you know, we try to, you know, live life to the fullest. And
What was your biggest challenge? Was it going from Colombia to America? What was your biggest challenge that you've had?
It's hard to tell.
Too many.
I would say. But look, it's just taking risks, but calculated risks as well.
What risk?
Like, for example, coming to Australia was one of them.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I have to drop off college because basically I run out of money.
Oh my God! How far in the degree did you get?
Well, it was an 8-semester degree, so I was on my sixth semester. Yeah, but unfortunately.
So what's that? 3 years?
That university that I was going to, they just keep raising and doubling the tuition by year. it's crazy. It became unaffordable, you know.
Oh my God.
And then I realized, well, I have to make a decision. Should I just stay here, get in debt a lot just to finish this degree?
Yeah.
Or stop here, move on, and start fresh.
Yeah.
You know. So I decided to do that.
Oh my God. So how did you get to Australia?
So I had a brother who was living in Melbourne, and he helped me out to, you know, get on my feet, and which was great. And being here, yeah, just
so how did you get here? Like the mate helped you out. You got like a visa.
Yeah. So have to apply for a student visa here.
Yeah.
And then I was studying in a business degree at a TAFE college in Melbourne, and that helped me to get the student visa.
Wow.
But I also heard that, you know, in Australia you could work as a student, and you know, well, in America it's very hard to work as a student. You can only work on a campus, but you probably make like $6 an hour, which is nothing, you know.
Wow.
So and then I studied this college degree, and then I went in the precious metal industry.
Yeah.
I started a company. And it went well from there.
Cool.
So,
wow. And then where did the racing, because obviously, you know, go-karts to racing the Nurburgring is a bit of a jump.
Yes.
What's the history of that?
So the timeline there was back in 2016. 2017 at the end of the year. I decided to go and race in the Nurburgring. In order to do that, you have to get an international C license.
Oh my God. A C license?
International C license.
Right.
So with that license, you basically you have to do races in your native country, which in this case is Australia.
Yeah.
At least 8 races to go and racing in Germany.
Okay.
So I started racing Hyundai Excel. You know the Hyundai Excel?
No.
It's a very small car, front wheel drive.
Right. Oh my God.
Quite competitive class, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yes, started racing here in Malala and the Bend.
Yeah.
I finished 3 races.
Yeah.
Didn't crash, but
nice.
I wasn't going for the podium or anything. I was just getting my license signed up.
Yeah.
To go and race in Germany, and then I met George Gutierrez. He races with the Toyota 86 series.
Okay, yeah.
So I decided to have a go with them on a national event.
Wow.
With the supercars in Phillip Island.
Okay.
So the 86 series is a support class for the supercars.
Okay.
VI supercars. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Racing in Phillip Island. I remember going into Lucky Heights at the back of the circuit, and you see the helicopter following you.
Wow.
Yeah, the TV helicopters, and a few friends watching on Foxtel as well, the racing. Yeah,
oh my God.
It was fun.
Wow.
But then I went to Germany with a few friends, and I met there with a racing team owner. And he told me about some fastest way to get to race in the Nurburgring. Yeah. Which it was to become a German resident and apply for the competition license there in Germany. Yeah. Because it's all FIA regulated in Paris, so I have to return my competition license here in Australia back to CAMS, the Confederation of Australian Motorsport. Yeah. And then I applied to the DMSP. DMSP in German means German Motorsport Association. Yeah. Something like that. Office or, and that way, also my racing here help a little bit with, the logistics. Yeah. How to, the basically the rules, the basic rules. Yeah. Like flags or. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how I basically speed up my process to get to a Nurburgring.
So you became a German resident?
I became a German resident.
How the hell did you do that?
My missus is German, so I helped. And her parents put me in their list that I'm living with them. So that's how I became a German resident.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Getting resourceful, right?
Yeah,
So it's
you have to. Yes.
Yeah, it's not about. Have you heard this before? It's not about your resources. It's about how resourceful you are.
That's right. That's right.
What other things have you been resourceful with? Obviously, you run a few businesses. Like, what kind of things has shit ever hit the fan, and you're like, oh my god, how am I going to get out of this? There's no way I can get out, and then you get out of it. Like, what?
Yeah, you just have to stay positive, as I said before. When you stay positive, you always find a solution. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. That's the secret.
Wow.
That's my secret.
Yeah.
It works for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, did you race the GT4 at Phillip Island? Did you?
No, Toyota 86.
Right, okay.
A Toyota 86.
When was that photo taken in your...
That was like on a Porsche Porsche Club of Victoria.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It was an event organized by them, but it was a sprint day. Mm-hmm. So a track day organized by Porsche.
Yeah, okay. When did you get your GT4?
That guy is like about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is that like yours, or is that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
what was it?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's just a car. Honestly, I'm not attached to material things so much.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you get fulfillment from in life? Like
on the next goal, you know. Yeah.
The next what?
The next goal.
The next goal.
The next goal, yeah. Like, for example, at the moment, get to a 24-hour race. That's what really, I'm focused on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What things do you do daily that sort of keep you grounded and present and being like... Because instead of just focusing on the goal, right? If I'm just focusing on the goal, what kind of things... keep you present and enjoying the process, right? Being positive about, I don't have it yet, right? But it's like, how am I enjoying the process? Like,
you just have to visualize it, think like you can touch it, feel it, For example, the simulator, that's the great thing about the simulator. It's like, it's like being there.
Completely visualizing,
Yeah, just being there. Because also you get the muscle memory of driving it and feeling it. So that's important thing. Yeah.
Do you do any meditation or reading or what do you like to do to chill out?
Meditation, like my meditation. I try meditation, but the patience is a bit of a patience. Yeah, but like at night, before you go to bed, you try to visualize how you want the next day to become, to be fulfilled. And, that also is good. Is good for me as well. So, for example, if I have a business meeting the next day and I visualize that, the business meeting goes well, it's usually turn out, to be that way. So. Yeah.
Do you have a process for? I know you said, at night you visualize the next day. Do you do that? Do you try and do that every night? Do you try
every night when I remember?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Creating the good habit of that, Yeah.
What other habits? Because I like the saying from the Mojo Master. He says it's the small, seemingly insignificant things done every day that lead to the greatest results. Yeah,
totally agree.
So what other habits and little things do you do every day that lead you to this life that you visualize?
Like for example, if let's say you want to go on a trip, what do you have to do to go on a trip? You have to start looking for flights.
Yes.
So just by looking for flights, that's one little thing you have to get done, Mm-hmm. The other thing is, let's start saving. So you put maybe $5 here in the savings account just to get there, to, get to $1,000 for your budget for your trip. I guess those little things is
just thinking ahead in the future.
Thinking ahead in the future. Yeah. Obviously writing down. For example, I have a calendar in my office where I'm pinpointing my next trip for next year. Or what sort of races I want to fulfill. And that way it's also good because I can approach my sponsors also if I say, listen, we're doing this. Are you keen to get on board? And for us to advertise the car, like do your business in our car, for example. So
visualizing, planning. What else? What are your daily rituals? You do anything for health? You do anything?
Health. For example, I got a personal trainer.
Nice.
Who helps me to when sometimes you go to the gym and you lack of motivation, what should I do? Or, But with a personal trainer, having a mentor is good because they can tell you can tell them what you're after, and they can facilitate in with their knowledge to get you there faster.
That's all coaching is, and mentoring.
That's coaching, mentoring. That's it. They know the way. Why reinvent the wheel? Although you have to buy the wheel. Meaning that it doesn't come free, But on the other hand, by paying also gets you to appreciate more the coaching, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So
cool. What are what's something you've learned in the last 2 years that you wish, I should have known that, when I was, going through school or when I was younger?
Where to start? A lot of things. Well, like for example, in racing 2 years ago, I wish I have more knowledge on like how to understanding the car physics, for example.
Physics? Oh, here we go. Because you've done some stuff on physics before, right? Okay, cool.
So
let's go down the physics rabbit hole of cars. Hit me with it.
So when it comes to racing, you want to obtain the most grip as you can. So for example, you always have to maintain the car well balanced, For example, when you brake into a corner, most of the weight is transferred to the front wheels, and a lot of the grips goes in the front wheels. So when you're turning, you have a lot of grip,
Right.
And when you're accelerating, more of the weight transferred to the back of the wheels. So when you're turning, you don't have much turning. So that causes understeer, for example. In races, depending also on the elevation changes of the track, you want to keep the four wheels as much grippy as you can,
as onto the track,
on the track as you can, so you can control that with your pedals too,
right?
Not only with the steering wheel. So you can, I wish I know that information 2 years ago, because it would have been very, very helpful.
That's cool. That's cool. What other little things is there something you're like obsessed with at the moment, like just a little, so it doesn't have to be like racing or anything? Is there something that you're like obsessed with? Just something real weird. Like you're obsessed with McDonald's Sundays. You're obsessed with the book. You're obsessed with the massage gun you got. Like what's something that you just
I like beach volleyball, to be honest.
Beach volleyball?
Beach volleyball, yeah. I like to play beach volleyball. It's such a cool sport. And I'm not much of a runner. I used to be. But I found beach volleyball to be very challenging as a physical sport. Because running on the sand, it's not easy either. So, and jumping and I find it to be very, very, a very motivational sport to do every day, or when the weather allows,
You're playing with the girls in the bikinis, right?
And that's bonus.
Cool.
So it's good. It's good. And living here in Glenelg, for example, is great.
You have such a beautiful place, like right on the beach.
Right on the beach. That's why I like. That's why I picture myself living in Australia. Next to the beach, and because everybody knows overseas, you see Australia as a beach country. So.
Have you done much traveling?
A little bit. Not as much as I wish I have. It's just because the reason being in business also takes a lot of your time, you know. Yeah, but now with racing, I managed to do a bit of traveling.
Okay, where's the coolest place you've traveled to?
Germany.
Germany? Yeah.
Yeah.
How fast have you been on the Autobahn?
292 kilometers an hour. Yeah. And it was legal, you know. That's the Autobahn. Yes. Yeah.
What's that like? Because I asked someone else, my friend's girlfriend's German, and she says that people do it all the time. They're just like.
Yeah, look, it's changing. I get to this speed back in 2012. And since then, I haven't been able to go any faster.
292 kilometers.
I reckon there's more traffic in Germany these days.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm more speeding speed limits now established. Obviously, there is still sections that are non-speed limit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think in the rules they suggest to keep your car at 130.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not 290.
Not 292. Yeah.
What car was that in?
It was in a rental car. It was in a Porsche. It was a Porsche Carrera 4 GTS.
Wow.
It was a 997 Series 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was a convertible too.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We have the roof on.
Yeah.
But and we were 4 in the car.
Off.
Yeah.
Oh my God. 4 people in the car.
We were 4 people in the car. I can't believe it how we managed to get up to that speed. Yeah, it was on the Autobahn that goes from Frankfurt to Stuttgart.
Right.
It's a 3 lanes each way, and on the right lane, the slow lane is usually the tracks. You know, so it wasn't much traffic, and it was on a Monday night in the middle of the night.
Wow.
Midnight. And it was crazy because you can see the GPS. Next town is on 5 kilometers.
Bang.
And in a few seconds you're there already. It's crazy.
My God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you know, it's like next exit in 3 kilometers and then you're almost seeing it there.
Yeah.
Like it's super quick, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Were you going for like, okay, let's see how fast I can go?
Yeah. It was the first time I rented a high performance car in the Autobahn. That was crazy. Yeah.
What other like cars have you driven that you really love? Like just cool experiences that you've driven?
I like Porsches, to be honest. They're well made. It's just such a well made cars. I've driven Lamborghinis, Ferraris, but it doesn't feel the same.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of Ferraris have you driven?
360.
Yeah.
Ferrari 360, and I drove a 488.
What's that like?
It's alright.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. When did you drive that?
That one was a couple of years ago. And driven a Lamborghini. Yes, I mean they're cool looking cars, you know. Don't get me wrong, they got the Italian flair, but the engineering standards, Porsche is the best, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, right. Is there anything we missed? Cool stories? Any tidbits you want to add before we sort of sign off here?
Well,
anything I missed? No,
not much. My life, it's a bit simple.
Well, you say it's simple, but it's so like very inspiring.
Yeah, look, it's just
it's just what you do there.
Just what you do.
Just what you do.
Yeah. I mean, I try to surround myself with people that,
that's actually a massive takeaway,
and that can lift you and don't drag you down. That's an important thing as well.
Yeah.
So it's just finding the right people to surround yourself. I'm pretty sure you have, with this podcast.
Yeah, right now, mate.
There you go. Yeah. So if other people have done it, why not? Yeah. So. Yeah.
That is a great way to finish. That is what I've been preaching lately He's just got like traveling, going to masterminds, things like that, and just like getting yourself out there and just, being you.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, and creating value as well. That's important. One important thing. It's not all about me, but also how to give back. Yeah. Like through coaching or through donating your time. Or, Yeah. So
sick.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys. Now you can check out Cesar's how do you say it? Racing on Instagram.
Oh yeah, Mendieta_Racing.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and I have a Facebook page too, but it's not that active.
Yeah,
the Instagram is more active, I would say.
Yeah.
Now it's Instagram these days, isn't it? Yeah, and so
cool. Check him out, guys. Go train on the simulator, and then you can fly to Germany and drive on the Nurburgring. I totally want to do that.
Yeah,
I'm going to do that.
It's petrol. If you're a true petrol head, you have to put on your bucket list.
Yeah. Cool. And you can follow me and ask me any questions at Mitch Ping, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for listening.
No worries. Thank you.